Hey, what's going on, guys? Butterbar here. Welcome back to the channel. I told you guys I'd show you guys some new games on my channel. Well, I guess not really new game if you're looking on this, but I'd get you some different gameplay on my channel. And you know what? Apex Legends actually fits perfectly with the topic of today's video. Now, this is some old gameplay of Apex Legends, so you'll have to bear with me. I don't even think Kings Canyon is a thing anymore. I don't play Apex Legends anymore, sadly enough. I love the Titanfall universe, and that's what Apex Legends actually set in. But I'm not a BR man. I'm not a BR fan of it. So I've kind of just stopped playing it entirely. But it actually fits perfectly into the topic of today's video. And the topic is the CEO of Respawn, Vince Zampella, is actually now the head director of the LA DICE studio. So not only is he in charge of Respawn, but now he's being put in charge of the LA DICE studio. Now, to me, finding this out yesterday, I think it was IGN or a couple other, gaming news sites actually busted this story. I'm kind of shocked, kind of surprised, but also too, man, I'm actually excited from understanding and knowing what Vince Zampella has done actually in the past when it comes to video game franchises, what he's done at Respawn Studios. Man, I think this is gonna look great on this LA studio, and I'm actually anticipating exactly what he's going to be able to create at this studio. Now, if you guys don't know exactly what Vince Zampella has done in the past, we can actually go all the way back. I think it was like 2002, 2003, where he was working at Infinity Ward, creating Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty game. He was a part of that. He created Call of Duty 2. He was part of the creation of Modern Warfare, the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 2. So even Vince, before the controversy and the drama that happened at Infinity Ward with him and other people leaving that studio creating Respawn, when he was over at Infinity Ward, man, he had a lot of winning games. He had a lot of games out there that were a lot of fun, that people were enjoying, and he knew exactly what he needed to do in order to achieve that, to achieve the fun factor, to get people excited, and to know how to make a very fun game. Now, I would have to say it's around maybe 2009, 2010, where the break between him and other people that worked at Infinity Ward happened, where he left with other people from Infinity Ward and created Respawn Entertainment. Now, at Respawn Entertainment, he's also been making some really big winners, not only at Infinity Ward when he worked there, but now that he has his own studio with Respawn Entertainment. He created Titanfall 1. Man, if you haven't played Titanfall 1, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, I know it was made, I think, back in 2014, but that game was a lot of fun. The amazing amount of different changes that he was able to bring to the multiplayer was awesome. The enhancement with Titanfall 2 and the enhancements he made to the multiplayer in that game, and being able to expand upon the story, the lore of the Titanfall universe. They created Apex Legends, which I got to be a little bit of a part of this. I actually got to travel out to Respawn and actually see what they were making before they released it. It was a really awesome opportunity, and it was a really cool thing to actually see and meet some of the developers and the people that are a part of that Respawn team. And then also too, you have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So you have at least 4 amazing games coming out of Respawn Studio that Vince has been in charge of, and has done an amazing job of being able to achieve what that thing is. What are players wanting to chase after? What is that fun factor that players are wanting to go after and have fun in a game? And he's able to actually do that in the game that he has been developing. Now, I actually had to look this up. I had no idea what this LA DICE studio had been in charge of. I to tell you the truth, I really don't know. I know there's different I know there's different DICE studios out there. I think there's like Stockholm and other places. But I had no idea what this DICE and LA studio actually did. So apparently, it was made back in 2013. It had a really bad. Well, I won't say. Some people might say it's bad. It was actually a decent game. It was okay. But the one game that they actually developed at this LA studio was Medal of Honor Warfighter. Now, this game came out around the time of Modern Warfare 2 and whatnot. And I think at the time, EA and DICE were trying to compete against the Modern Warfare series. Medal of Honor being an EA title for quite some time, and they were trying to, you know, fight. They were trying to get it to where it was competitive against the Modern Warfare series. It just was not taking. But I will say this: the Medal of Honor game was actually not that bad. It was pretty good. So after that game got launched and it was kind of a failure, the studio was actually in charge of kind of working and contributing with other DICE studios. So, you know, contributing with, you know, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, Battlefield Hardline, and even also contributing to the Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order. Sorry, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So they've actually worked on other games with different studios, just not being the head of those studios when they were working on those different games. Now, understanding from the article that I've been reading about Vince Zampella, I guess his main goal really is to rebrand this studio and to be able to develop new IP, new games that can actually compete with some of the other games out there from different studios. So, to me, I'm very excited from the laundry list of games that he's been a part of and in charge of, and being able to deliver to fans of how fun he can create games, and knowing exactly what it actually takes, knows exactly what it takes to achieve some fun games from his past. I'm very excited exactly what he's going to be able to push out there. The one cool thing is, and I want to think that this is true. I want to think that this is a possibility of something that could happen. So you have Vince Zampella. He has Respawn. He has history at Infinity Ward. He has history with the Call of Duty franchise, with the Modern Warfare franchise. What if Vince Zampella becomes in charge? I mean, well, he's already in charge of this LA DICE studio. What if Vince Zampella, with a new IP game that is unannounced, creates something that's actually a really nice competitor to the Call of Duty franchise? What if that? What if somebody that was in charge at Infinity Ward when the development of Call of Duty and Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 that actually has some history in being able to create some nice modern shooter games? Even though I know EA has Battlefield, and that's the one thing that sucks, is like EA has Battlefield. Most likely the next Battlefield after Battlefield 5 will be some type of modern military shooter. Really, thinking about it, Battlefield and Modern Warfare are completely two different games, the way that they function. Even though, you know, nowadays with Modern Warfare and Ground War and whatnot, it's not as different as it used to be. However, you have Vince Zampella taking over a new DICE studio. What if this guy, who's had history with other Call of Duty games, is actually able to create a modern military shooter that is actually a direct competitor to Infinity Ward, or I guess to Activision's Call of Duty series? I think this could be a really good thing, because you have somebody that has some history, has like you know, an axe to grind with a studio that you know, kind of screwed him over in the past. Will this happen? I don't know. Again, we have no information whatsoever about what the game is, what this unannounced game is that Vince Zampella plans on developing at this DICE studio. However, that would be just some poetic justice. It would be very poetic if Vince Zampella was able to create a modern military shooter that was a direct competitor to Activision's Call of Duty series. That would just, to me, it would be so poetic and so damn funny. Look, for all of us that are here that are Modern Warfare fans that have been playing the Modern Warfare game, I think all of us can admit right now that I think we've been pretty much getting screwed over every single year. You know, whatever Call of Duty game that comes out, it feels like every time a new Call of Duty game that comes out, we're just getting screwed over. We're just not really getting our bang for our buck. We're not getting the fun factor. We're getting screwed over with microtransactions or this or that. Coming from the history that Titanfall 2 was, and what they were actually able to achieve in that game, they were able to create a fun factor, and really the cosmetic things were not an issue. They were a non-issue in that game. Now, I know nowadays that is, you know, the key is having microtransactions. The key is to have, you know, a game that can make money, you know, hand over fist. You know, in 2016 when Titanfall 2 got released, I don't think that Respawn was really focusing on, you know, microtransactions and whatnot. I think there was more focus on being able to make their game very fun, entertaining, and having that entertainment last for quite a long time. You have Apex Legends now, a free-to-play game that has a lot of microtransactions, and for being a free-to-play game, you can kind of understand why that is. I'm anticipating exactly what they can possibly do with a new studio as well as a new IP. I'm very interested to see exactly what Vince Zampella can do. I'm anticipating exactly his works in the past and what they could actually create with something that is new on the forefront that could actually. I really hope it is. I really do hope it's a competitor to Call of Duty to kind of just, shove it to his previous studio that he worked at before Respawn. But we won't know until, the game comes out, which I imagine is, years and years, ahead. So we'll still have to wait. But it's still kind of cool news for somebody that's Vince Zampella that has done right by gamers in the past, that has created some amazing games. I'm very excited about this news, and I look forward to exactly what this new DICE studio has to offer us fans when it comes to maybe some, an RPG, maybe another BR, maybe a nice new multiplayer, maybe a modern shooter, who knows. But with Vince Zampella at the lead, I don't think we'll be disappointed. So guys, let me know in the comments below. Are you guys excited like me? Do you guys know exactly kind of what's been going on with when it comes to Vince Zampella and some of the work he's done? Are you excited? Are you anticipating exactly what's going to be happening in the future with this new LA DICE studio? Or I guess it's going to be rebranded. We don't know what's going to be branded to, but it's going to be a new studio name. So it'll be very interesting. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Please have a great rest of the day, and I will see you guys all next time.